What's up, everybody? This is Laughcraft. This is episode 35, the last one for this year, actually, and last one for season one. I can't believe we've been 35 episodes in at this point. 2020 has been a blur, so
We're going to be looking back at these videos one day, Matthew.
we really are. Man, it's been a good journey. Can't wait for 2021. I got a lot of stuff to make, thumbnails and all that stuff, but should be fun. Oh man. So Jonathan, our first topic of the day, we'll talk about a few things. Have you played any games recently?
Yeah, I actually have been playing. I played Fall Guys the other day. I played a little bit of Among Us, and then I've been playing a bunch of chess online, and been watching like the current not championship, but tournament going on right now between the Grandmasters.
How's that?
It's been going good, and it's been entertaining. Like I didn't think I would be getting this into it, but I've been enjoying it.
Cool. How much chess have you really been playing?
I probably play around 20 matches a day,
Okay.
around there. I'm playing online. I'm on
Yeah.
chess.com, so I'm playing online.
Got you. Yeah, I downloaded the
Yeah.
app, and I played a few matches. Not really a lot. I also have Splendor on my phone, so I've been playing people online on that. That has been enjoyable to say the least. Some
I
games
bet. I didn't know Splendor had an app.
Yeah,
Now
they
I'm over
do.
here just like, what am I doing? Wasting my time. I could be playing Splendor as well.
What else? I've been playing. What else? What have I been playing this week? I beat Ori. I beat that last week, but that's notable. That's the first Ori. I also have the second one, so I'm gonna jump into that. Hopefully, probably next year. What else have I been playing? I've been playing just some random stuff. We brought me and Brittany's Wii from her house. We played some Mario Party 8, which is way better than Mario Party on the Switch. So we played that a little bit and just been enjoying our time. So, yeah.
Good. I'm glad you've been enjoying your time. I'm glad that you've been playing games. I know that, like, for me, I've been so busy with like work and stuff, and I finally get to the end of the year. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take some time. I'm gonna play some games and just enjoy myself for once.
For sure. I've been trying to because this year mainly I've been playing my backlog, games and trying to beat them. So I mean I've probably beaten about 30 games this year, which
Jeez.
is a good bit, but I still have so many that games that I haven't even touched, because you'll get them on a sale or whatever. So, and when Nintendo did this year in review thing where you could look at how many games you've played, how many hours you spent on Switch. I have the numbers on my phone real quick. Let me pull it up.
Are you happy with the amount of hours that you put in? Do you feel like you have accomplished something?
Oh, for sure. I mean, I think I definitely played my Xbox too, so it's not going to be all the hours I spent gaming, but I mean, it was a decent amount. Let's see. So, in total for the Switch, I put in 658 hours played in a year.
Hold up. Let me calculate this real quick. 658 divided by 24. That's 27 days. You put an entire month into video games, Matthew.
At least. So that's fun times. It says I played a total of 81 games on the Switch, which is mostly indie games if I'm thinking about it. I just downloaded and played.
Is it games that you downloaded, played for all of 5 minutes, and then you moved on?
Essentially, yeah. Because I mean, if you think about it, the most time that I spent was probably Animal Crossing this year.
Yeah.
Easily. So.
I'm pretty sure everybody spent around a good day or two on Animal Crossing.
At least. And it said my most active day was April 1st. So I thought that was pretty cool. I like how the Nintendo does that, which like the other platforms also like showed kind of your year in review. I think it's kind of cool to like look back on. So
Hmm. Yeah, no, I might hop on my Nintendo and actually look at how many hours and look at the year-end review.
yeah, you have to look at actually go on Nintendo.com and it should have it. Like you just log in,
Oh, okay. Yeah,
and it
I'll
should show
probably
you.
go check it out.
So
I'll go check it out. I'll make sure to try a little bit, and it will never be as bad as middle school or no, high school when Skyrim was around. It will never be that because the amount of hours logged into Minecraft and Skyrim itself destroyed my just destroy everything, dude. Just
yeah, I mean we did
any
play a lot of
game.
games back then. I mean I probably played a good bit, like at least a month worth of video games this year. Which I mean, if you think about it, we had a whole pandemic, a lot less stuff for me to do in general. So, and I've also traveled more this year than I ever have. So it's like I played a lot of video games, but I also did a lot of stuff this year. So
Yeah, and I think while you were traveling on your plane or your flight over to Utah, I believe, it was earlier this year, you played on your Switch, from what you told me.
I did.
So that's that's more hours towards your gaming time.
For sure. I mean, and I would mostly play at night too, like go through my entire day and then just put in about 2 to 3 hours at night.
Hmm.
So I mean, it is what it is.
It's a good way to relax. It is a good way to relax. So I understand it.
For sure. I'm excited for what next year brings. We'll see. We're gonna talk about that a little later in this podcast, but so yeah.
You look so sleepy, Matthew. Have there been
Me?
you've been off?
I feel like
Yeah.
I'm wide awake. Whoa, my camera. I don't know what happened. It's fine. You know, it's no wonder we're gonna end 2020 with a blurry camera. You know, and I even have the
This-
app open, so I don't know. I don't know what the issue is, and I'm not gonna fix it at this point. About the webcam
Technical
issue,
difficulty.
it's only natural that we end our season one with technical difficulties.
Dude, everything that can go wrong will go wrong until we have everything set up correctly and we have our own offices
Yeah,
and we
until
can
we
just
can
be
like
like,
leave everything like set up, and I don't have to set everything up every single time where things can go wrong. Like, I mean, we'll still have issues, but it'll be way less.
yeah, I know. No, I'm excited for next year. Well, I'll wait to talk about that. Let's just go ahead and talk about legal issues with Cyberpunk. How
Yeah.
about that?
CG Project Red, they released Cyberpunk 2077, which had been anticipated for like 8 years. People have been like wanting this game, and they released it a couple weeks ago. And the bugs in that game are absolutely ridiculous. And it's not happening to everyone. Like my brother has it on PC, he's playing it fine. Like I know some other people, but like on console, it's pretty bad. Especially on the um, the previous generation, Xbox One and
Hmm.
PS4. It's like unplayable on those systems. And they said like in a couple of interviews, they were like, "Yeah, it's running pleasantly well on those systems," and so they kind of shot themselves in the foot by saying all that and that game not being ready. What they should have done was, "Hey, we're going to release it on PC, and we're delaying all the console versions till midway next year, so they could get and put in the work, because
Hmm.
they wouldn't be getting sued right now." So if they would have just done that, or they just delayed the game some more, because they had already delayed it 3 times at that point. And so I think
Hmm.
what happened, they got pushed by their investors to release it, which ended up having their investors sue them. So I think it's kind of a double edged sword, if you will. So
Yeah, I don't think money should be everything, especially with like a game release. I think like they should have focused more on like, is this gonna work? Is this gonna be what people want?
Yeah,
And are we going to get any legal troubles when we're releasing this game?
for sure. I mean,
That's a big.
they told everyone they're offering refunds on the game, and even with
I saw that.
refunds, what they said, even with refunds, they've sold over 13 million copies. Like, and that's accounting for refunds. So they've made a bunch of money just in general. Like, I think without the bugs, they could have made more. And I think next year they're gonna release some kind of like extra patch or whatever to like fix everything. But I mean, if you think about it, they're still gonna make money. It's just all this bad press and everything like lowered their stock prices. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying. I think it was more on. What am I going to say? Oh, I think what was more as a drawback was the fact that PS5 is just like, all right, take the game off the store, don't even offer it.
yeah,
Which I was like, dang, okay, that's actually pretty huge. Um, I
yeah.
don't know.
So the reason why Sony did that was because CG Project Red was telling PlayStation like customers to ask Sony for refunds, and it's against
Hmm.
their policy just to give refunds, especially on digital games,
I
because
didn't know that.
yeah, so it's against their refund policy. When you like, they're basically like Nintendo. Like, if you download a digital game, unless it is completely broken and unplayable, like you can't get a refund for it. Microsoft is just like, okay, like they give you like 24 hours or something, and you get a refund. Like Microsoft is just like, okay, yeah, you didn't like the game, here's your money back. Whereas Sony and Nintendo have very strict um, refund policies, especially with digital games. So, in order for Sony to give refunds, they had to take it off their store because the game was broken. They had to like basically say the game was broken and take it off their store. So,
See, I didn't even know that. Now that I'm over here looking at digital copies, I'm like, wait a second, I can't get a refund for this if this doesn't work.
no, like
That's a big oof.
it really
Oof.
is. Especially because like it's basically like Microsoft's the only one that has a good refund policy. Microsoft and Steam. Steam has a pretty good refund policy as well. I think if you haven't put like 5 hours in to a game on Steam, you can get a refund. So
Definitely put as many hours as that into Squadrons already. So.
yeah, I mean, I think like there definitely needs to be better refund policies, but Sony didn't want to budge at all. They're just like, no, we're gonna take it off the store. We're not changing our policy. You know, it is what it is.
Oof.
uh,
What was the other legal trouble? Not with Cyberpunk, but wasn't somebody else getting into trouble? Oh, not trouble. They were it was Dbrand that was saying it's like, yeah, Sony, go ahead and sue us for their Oreo version of the PlayStation 5s.
yeah, so they are making panels for the PlayStation 5, and previously two other companies tried to do it, and they got sued for it. So they're basically just like, hey, like we think our design's like different enough to not fit in with that copyright or legal trouble. So sue us, Sony. I thought it was really interesting, and I think like the panels they look all right. They don't look exactly like the PS5 panels in
Mm-hmm.
general. Like when people take them off and they paint them, those look amazing. I think Sony could do a lot with those. But um, I mean, Dbrand like people. A lot of people don't like the white, so they're gonna get the black panels. So
I wonder if people will. Well, I understand what you mean by the black panels. I'm wondering if people will just do the fully black PS5 um, as like a color option because I just thought of that. I'm just like, oh, why don't they just not do the Oreo version of it?
yeah, no, I think. I mean, that's why Dbrand's releasing these black panels. I think they'll sell out easily. Um, and they took a shot at CG Project Red as well. When they were when in the announcement they were like, yeah, we're going to make sure we actually have stock and it works before we release
Hmm.
it. And they were like at CG Project Red, which I thought was really funny. It's just funny. Anyways, so I think like they're gonna sell out and they'll sell a lot of them. But if Sony released like a black PS5 or a red panel PS5, like a lot of people would buy that. And
Hmm.
it's just like at this point, like I don't understand why they're not doing it. Because in my mind, it would just like print money. But like Nintendo does things that I don't understand either. So it's just these gaming companies, they just like don't understand. So
I don't think they understand until later on, and they're like,
yeah,
"Oh, we should have done that."
yeah.
But hindsight's 2020. So,
True. I mean, maybe they're still like dealing with everything in the pandemic and like, we don't know what's happening.
yep. Well, that's why 2021 is officially tomorrow. Tomorrow's New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's New Year's Eve.
We're literally 2 days away from 2021, which
Next time we podcast, we're in the new year.
I
We're
know.
already into the future.
That's crazy. It's crazy to think about. I mean, I already made a New Year's joke to Brittany today. I was
Oh,
like, we'll go here next year. So you have to. Have to.
it's like, yes. Well, 2020 is the year of the pandemic, but it's also the year that I got married. So it's going to have a lot of memories.
For sure. I mean, it's the year of the blurry camera, too. So.
Oh, yeah. I think it's because you move back and forward, Matthew.
Well,
I
it
don't
should
know.
like know my movements by now. Gosh.
It's not a DSR, Matthew. It's not.
Well, gosh darn it, I need one.
If anybody wants to donate, I hear Matthew's trying to open up a Patreon.
Basically, I might buy like a cheap camera at this point and set it up. I don't know if this laptop can take much more though. So I'm gonna need a desktop at that point.
Trust me, I'm happy I invested the time and energy into building mine
Yeah,
because
no, for sure. I mean, I don't have a place for a desktop, like if I got one here. So that's why I don't
I
have
understand.
one. So imagine
I
having to like bring
understand.
that out of the closet each time in order to record. Like it's just not
I
possible.
couldn't. I couldn't live that way. The desktop would end up on the kitchen counter or the kitchen or some table,
Exactly.
and I'll just be working off of that because no.
Yeah, it's too much work. That's why I'm working off my laptop. We're working it out. So
So, what are any big plans for the next year, Matthew?
big plans. Graduating. That's kind of like the biggest plan of them all.
It's a huge plan.
And then from there, get a job that actually pays money. So,
I think we all understand that.
and depending on where that is, like, I mean, that's definitely going to put me out of the state of Georgia, I believe. So,
You're hoping for it. You're like, I gotta move. I gotta get out of
well, it's
Georgia.
just like my job in Georgia, like the next level in Georgia pays like between 25 and 30,000, whereas everywhere else in the world pays like 40 to 45 at least.
Hmm.
So it's just like it's an extra like $10,000 to $15,000 by just moving out of the state. It's a no brainer. No brainer.
Yeah,
So
I get it. I get it. How does Brittany feel about moving out of state? Was she for it?
yeah, she's definitely for it. I mean, she was looking at jobs and they pay more in other states as well. So it's like I don't know why Georgia just sucks at paying people. So
It's just how it is. It's I don't know. People argue cheaper state of living, but I'm just like, yeah, it still
I mean,
sucks.
it's just as like Florida is about the same, and so is like North Carolina, South Carolina, and they all pay more. So it's like you can't like make the argument for cheaper living anymore when Georgia's basically the same as the other southern states. Like I get like if you're trying to move to like obviously California will pay you more, but their prices are ridiculous for stuff. Like a 60,000 income there is like you're basically making like 10K here. So
I understand.
so yeah. I mean, I was looking at like next level just to glance at California, and yeah, they were paying like 60 to 70, but the the amount of cost of living would just be astronomical. So
Just anytime I hear living in California, I remind myself of my cousin Ricky, who's like, "Oh, look at this $600,000 shack,"
yeah,
and I'm like, "Nope,
it's one bedroom,
nope,
one
you
bath. And you're just
one
like,
bedroom, one bath. This is $1 million in a few years," and I'm like, "Nope, listen, you know what $600,000 will get you in Georgia or Texas or some other place,
yeah,
anywhere
no, it literally gets
else."
you a mansion and here, and like up there, it's like one bedroom, like nothing. So
Hey, let him dream on about that shack because it's not for me.
yeah, it's definitely not for me either. I can't see living in California. Just the prices and everything. It's just too much. It's too
I get it.
much.
Oi, oi, they.
Yeah.
Do we know of any future game releases coming in 2021 that like you're excited for?
That I'm excited for. I mean, Breath of the Wild 2 is rumored for 2021.
Okay, that's a
Um,
big
that's a huge
yes.
game. Metroid Prime trilogy, hopefully. Um, I mean, that's been
So
rumored.
rumors all is what we got. We don't
Yeah,
have
we don't
like
have any.
yeah.
The only definite game that's coming out is the Super Mario World 3D.
Okay.
And that's coming out with like the new Bowser levels. That's coming out in February, I believe.
Oh, looks like I'm gonna be $50 broke in February.
I mean, I'm thinking that's gonna have online 4 player, so we'll see.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, I know I'm getting it. But other than that, they haven't like really told any games for the Switch at least that's coming out next year.
Hmm.
I know Xbox is releasing Halo Infinite, um, but
It's big.
yeah, that's gonna be huge, especially if they do it correctly. Like they are originally like supposed to release on the Xbox One and the Series X and Series S, but
Hmm.
I think they should just get rid of the Xbox One version. Don't even release it for that because like you're seeing all these issues with Cyberpunk, like trying to
Yeah.
release on the older systems. I feel like they should just be like, hey, like sorry, we can't do it, and make the game just way better. I don't know.
Yeah, just focus on the new systems and let people just be like, all right, I guess I gotta spend the money for the new system.
Exactly. I mean, it is coming out like it'll be on Game Pass for sure, so it'll be on PC and
Mhm.
wherever else you can play it. So people can play it on PC, but I think they should definitely like shoot for its potential and just put it on the Series X and Series S.
Yeah. I completely agree. I'm just over here just wait for it to release on PC or I don't know, dude.
For sure.
I've just grown attached to it.
No, for sure. I mean, you can even connect your Xbox controller to the PC, so it's worth playing on there. I mean,
Speaking of which, I recently got the Bluetooth dongle and I've been trying to figure out how to like connect my Xbox controller to it. I don't
what?
know if I'm gonna be able to
You
succeed.
just plug it in.
I don't want the cord. I don't want to be dealing with a cord.
You just plug it in without the cord, and then it should work.
Like I plugged in the dongle. I
Yeah.
just can't figure out my controller. Like my controller won't pop up on my computer to be like, yeah, connect to it.
Oh, why don't you
I
get
could
the
connect.
cord?
Matthew,
It's better
I already
latency.
have it. Oh, gosh, maybe I'll let you know.
That's how I use
I
it.
I got
So
I got a new keyboard anyways. Like I've been playing with this thing, red switches and everything. So it's been good so far.
got you. Fall Guys on it. Fall Guys is so easy with a controller.
Listen, I might try it afterwards. All right, I've already grown accustomed to playing
You
on a
gotta be playing with
keyboard.
this, man.
Get that thing out
Get
of
like
here, Matthew.
control freak too for Call
I
of Duty.
might as well just go get the Stadia controller and play with
Okay,
that.
stop. That bulky thing. Like it
You would
looks
love
nice.
it.
It looks nice. It's bulky. Like right here. It's too bulky. It's like you're holding eggs. Like this is just perfect in your hands.
Gosh. All right, Xbox, where's my new controller?
I thought about picking up like the newer ones because they have like the textured grip and you can still play on the Xbox One.
Mm.
So I might get that maybe for my birthday.
Yeah, no, the other day, because I follow Butterfinger, the chocolate bar on Twitter,
Yeah,
and I saw that they had like released their like colored version of it. I'm like, oh, that's so sick. I want one.
those Mandalorian controllers were amazing. The Star Wars one with Yoda and stuff.
Dude, yes. I saw somebody on TikTok like released a small video of them and they look so sick. I'm like, oh, I wish I could have these.
Same, same. Ah,
Next year's gonna be crazy. All the new Star Wars shows
yeah.
and
And Disney
Marvel
and
shows
Marvel.
and it's just ridiculous. Dude, Disney stock is just rising up right now.
It
They're like, all
really
right,
is.
we're gonna profit.
And Wonder Woman released.
I heard
And
it was trash.
yeah, same. Like I've heard it like really bad reviews. So I wonder how like HBO is like feeling, like because that was like their first big thing on HBO Max. So I'm like curious, like they're like, oh, why did it suck? But I've heard a lot of people like it's way worse than the previous movies. So
Really. I mean, like, the previous movies were all right,
the last Wonder Woman was
but
pretty good. So like
yeah,
I don't know how DC. I mean, it's DC. They can. They
it's the okay. Let me tell you what happens. DC goes through this cycle of like, all right, well, people are getting too attached to these characters, or we don't really know where to develop the plot with all these, so just kill it. Make a terrible movie. Make sure that everybody hates the character, so that way when we remake the new character, people will like it better.
it's just like they have the comics already. They don't have to do anything new with the story. They already have the comics. Like a lot of people that watch these movies have never read the comics, so you
Listen,
can
no one's
literally
ever
just
gonna.
like throw in the
No one's
comics
ever.
and it'll be perfect.
I agree. I just think nobody's ever gonna beat the Dark Knight trilogy. Like, stop remaking Batman because you're not gonna beat it. It already was fantastic.
Exactly.
Like, they did what they need to do. They just need to continue on with it and have Robin actually be Nightwing or Robin himself. And then because they already had that whole setup at the end of the movie, they're like, "All right, Robin, here's the whole for the." I hopefully no spoilers for anybody. If you haven't seen the Dark Knight trilogy, you guys are really missing out. Like this is one
Yeah,
of my favorite
they definitely could have
movies.
went on with Robin, and I mean, there's more than one Batman too. They could do the newer one. So it's just like, why are they
Yeah,
trying to
but
remake the older Batman? Just go ahead and go with the next one.
exactly. And then I don't know. I would love to see a Blue Beetle movie one day. I don't know if it'll ever happen, but listen, they have the characters. They have the
Exactly.
characters to be able to create good movies, but whenever it comes to the movies that they create, it's like somebody just farts. It's
Yeah.
just not happening. It's not going to be a good movie. It's
Yeah.
not going to be a good show. It irritates me.
It really does. They need to get whoever's making the Marvel movies to help make the DC movies because it's just
Full
like,
on, full on agreement. And I think they already have the Dark Knight set up.
yeah.
Just add, I mean, like, it's the same way that Iron Man was set up. They started with him,
Hmm.
and then they introduced everybody else. The
Yeah.
Dark Knight was fantastic. Continue on with the story.
Yeah, like they tried to do like all the movies like Aquaman, Wonder Woman.
Aquaman, the first movie was good. Decently good. Like I enjoyed it. It was like,
Yeah.
but it's Aquaman.
Yeah. They haven't made like a cyborg movie or anything like they just made Justice League. And it was like, why did you make that movie when you haven't showed all the other characters? That would be like Marvel being like, we're just gonna release Avengers, and we're not gonna show Thor or Captain America or anybody's origin story. So you're just like,
They need that character development, and I think what happens is that DC, Warner, I think it's Warner Brothers, right? Or I don't know who's creating the movies,
it
dude.
might be WB.
Warner, yeah. They're over there just like, all right, pretty behind on Disney's character development, so let's just
Hmm.
go ahead and release these movies and hope for the best. Like, everybody likes superheroes, right?
Yeah.
You need the character development for them to be good.
Yeah, I thought Shazam was good.
To be quite honest, I haven't seen that movie.
That was good. So, at least I thought it was. So.
Aren't they coming out with Black Adam?
Yep, they are.
Yep.
We'll see. I'm excited.
I can't wait to see that.
To come, but I'm also like, they could mess it up like they did Wonder Woman.
Dude, they mess up everything. It irritates me so much. They have it, dude. It's just because I'm a long time DC fan.
Yeah.
Like, die hard because of the comics, because of the shows. Like, DC was always where I was at, and the fact that they just continue to mess it up. Even like watching Arrow, I got over to like the 8th season or so, and like it just irritates me, dude. Like parts of it are fantastic, they're great, and then other parts are like, you know what, just go ahead, throw it all away. It's all trash.
Yeah, I think they also don't know when to like end a show, because I feel like Arrow just went on way too long. They should have just been like, okay, yeah.
They were good the first 3 seasons.
Yeah.
First 3 seasons, I think they did fantastic. Plot line was everything. Everything was great. And then once 4th season came around, they started just downhill sloping.
Mm-hmm.
Flash was great. Or Flash has been great. I haven't seen this past season though.
Yeah. So there's no telling.
There's no telling.
Oh man. Hey, hopefully next year brings amazing games, better shows and movies, and we just live in 2020 like happily.
I just love how like the last day, right before the last day, really. I'm on a rant about DC.
Gotta have your end of the year rant about DC. So.
It's gonna happen, dude. It's just I get heated on this stuff.
Finally be able to watch the Black Widow. Like, it's finally going to release next year, so.
Yeah, they better not push it back, dude. Oh, another pandemic. We're pushing it back.
It's annoying. Like, and I think they're putting that one on Disney Plus. Like, that one I might actually spend $30 to watch. Like,
yeah, my brother was telling me that, and I was just like, all right, we could just all host a like movie night and just split the cost for it and just watch it together.
Exactly. Like that one, I'm willing to. I mean, I would go to the movies, but they're still shut down around me. So
I haven't checked. I have not seen if a movie theater's open, nor have I heard, oh, you need to go watch this movie.
Yeah.
I like.
So I mean, hopefully it's back by Black Widow, and I can actually go to the movies. Because I mean, I'd much rather watch that in surround sound and with the big screen and everything. So
I understand.
We are 35 minutes in, which is
dang. All right, longest episode of the year since we made it to episode 35. I don't know, 35, 36. I don't remember the number. Of course, Matthew was blurry during it, but we appreciate.
I'm gonna end this year as a blur. It's okay.
Don't worry. Most people in 2020 are hoping everything's a blur later on.
For real.
All right, guys. We appreciate you listening to us, and thank you so much. Please hit the like and the subscribe button down below if you haven't subscribed to us just yet. Appreciate you, and thank you.
Yeah, definitely hit the bell, subscribe. See you in 2020.
2021.
Yeah, sorry, 2020. We will see you in 2020 and 2021 as well. All right, adios.